All right. Welcome back to our second session of Fabula Ultima. Um, the party had a bit of a rough time on the first session in town. Some things and shenanigans ensued. I think I'm going to pass it over to Atlas to give us our recap, so to speak, from last session leading into today. Oh, keeper
So,
of the notes.
where last we left our heroes, we joined with Cyrus and Atlas as they were on their way back to town, reminiscing over the road being home and families long gone. Finding a brotherly bond they saw as airships were flying through the sky towards the town. The beautiful town of, hold on, wait, give me a minute.
Amara.
Amara. Amara, thank you. I work out. Meanwhile, back in town, Albel and Lancius were working on some mechanical goods. They were talking about this and that, as well as where they place things, as Lancius showed that he's always the observationalist, knowing exactly where a notebook was placed, and a rat named Squeakers who was double dipping into the cheese lottery, getting the cheap shit from Lancius, and the absolute Gouda from Albel. Albel heard the airships coming into town and recognized that they were Falcon 4 engines, engines designed for warfare. In a panic, she began gathering up some things and ran out of the town with Lancius, as Cyrus and Atlas ran into the town, weapons drawn, ready to kick shit down. As these airships were flying the Koligan banner, they had began dropping mercenary units into the town. And upon Lancius and Albel seeing Atlas and Cyrus, she had formed them to run. And that's a bitch's job. We stayed, and we fought.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Break my door? God, and then you talk shit about me.
Still don't remember that. 4 guards had a really rough time of it. It was terrible for them, and they are clearly not paid enough, nor will they be paid again. Their last paycheck was their last paycheck, and they have met their severance. We then hijacked a raptor van that was escorted by Albel as she managed to grab a caravan full of raptors and drive it towards Lancius, Cyrus, and Atlas. As a conversation broke out about the proper way how to treat raptors, Atlas dug deep within himself into the primal nature that he has, grabbed up one of the shish kebabbed bourbon fried men, and used it as a carrot on a stick to allow the raptors to exit town. At which point in time, we managed to find some safety within the woods of Amara. Setting up camp, we had a bit of a reunion, talking to each other and commiserating about what is going on and what happened and what did Albel do, only to find out that nope, it was me this time. I fucked up, and here we are.
I love you, Spike.
We found out that Lancius is a two-beer pushover. Not bad. Will improve. And Albel has some trauma of the past. And do not worry, we will not throw her in the fire yet. But Atlas made a promise, so hopefully that doesn't fuck up anytime in the near future. Meanwhile, Cyrus and Atlas went out to strengthen their brotherly bond. In the course of the end of the night, the bonds that were formed were Lancius to Albel in a symbol of affection, Cyrus to Atlas in a symbol of loyalty, Atlas to Cyrus in a symbol of loyalty, and Albel to her trauma in a symbol of unassigned. And with that, we rejoin our session after the save point as the tent collapses.
Boom.
Content.
Very nice. Okay. So it's. Did you guys spend the night, and are we at morning, or are we still sitting around the campfire?
Yeah, I spent the points necessary to use a tent to get us all a full rest. It should be morning now. With I believe we had decided that we are going to head for the sparkling lion, speckled lion, silver lion, the lion peoples to join up with them and figure out why they're being hunted by the Empire.
including our second best boy, Atlas.
So it wasn't the Empire; it was the Kingdom of
No,
Colligan
okay.
that sent.
It is. I
But-
changed my pronoun.
But they did
No,
have
Squeaker's his first best boy, Lancius second best boy, Atlas third best boy.
I was just taking second best boy. They can fight over first.
He said, "I know where I stand. It's fine."
Anthony's over here like, that's right, I'm the hero. Shut the hell up.
No.
I'm happy chilling with my silver medal. It's fine.
so
All right, yeah, I assume it's morning. Lancius just kind of like wakes up and he's kind of a little disorientated. What happened? We were drinking and then I woke up.
Yeah,
Sounds
You
that's how
took
it
a nap,
happens, kid.
sweetheart. You took a nap,
Oh.
sweetheart. I would stick to one from now on.
Okay.
Go for 2. Keep going 2 until your drinking improves, and then you'll be able to hit 3.
Do not encourage him.
Have you ever heard of
He
the goat?
doesn't need your problem.
It's all about the amount of goats that you can consume.
It's the mark of
I'm not
age.
cleaning it
More
up.
goats.
I'm not cleaning it up. Mm-mm. You want to get blackout
Okay.
drunk? You do it in his house.
Wisdom and age with more goats.
I need to go
But
to DC.
I suppose it's time for us to all saddle up and go north. See if we can meet up with the Silver Lions and find out what everything is going on here. They don't just send
Stay out here, the more danger we'll be in.
She, at this point, Albel has taken that book and she has rigged it to hang from her belt, kind of like, almost like it looks like a spell book. And she's lacing it to her belt as she's standing up going, Atlas, should we be concerned that your life is in danger?
No, never. I'm fine. Look at me. I might be the shortest of the group, but I am also the, how do you
Atlas,
put
I'm
it?
not here for the humor at this point in time. Do we need a plan to get out of there quickly? Do we need to get in there quietly? I need to be sure that I'm not going to lose you.
The Silver Lion's home is the road. We're not going to have to worry about hitting a town. We're just going to have to find the last camp that they set up at.
I will not be held responsible if I end up having to drop a turret and take out civilians just to get you out of there alive.
Oh, no.
Because you better know, and sure enough, by now you do, that I have no problem burning the planet down to the ground to keep you alive. Any of you idiots.
Aw,
I
you do
appreciate-
like me.
She said, she does.
Don't
care,
push it!
I appreciate the sentiment. But trust me, if there were a problem, you'd be the first to know.
Good. Let's make sure there's not a problem. And then she's going to start off down the road.
Okay. So which direction did you run out of town? It has to be either north, east, or west, or some variations of that, because directly south was the ocean.
We pulled out west towards Culligan. and
You're. Was he cutting out for anybody else? That's
Yeah, a
probably
little
better.
bit.
Okay. So I didn't have the microphone directly in front of my mouth. So yeah, it was. Which way did you head out? Because south is the ocean, so it would have to be north, east, or west, or some gradient
West.
of that.
West towards Culligan, and then
Okay.
north is now where we're heading.
Okay, so you're heading northwest. Okay. Perfect. Got it. And you said you're looking for, and you're going to be heading toward the Silver Lions encampment area, correct?
Yes.
That we are.
Okay.
We have a populated map now, right?
Sort of, kinda. I need to update it again.
Yeah.
If we go to the Jersey map,
Give me that sweet map.
We don't have access to that.
how do you not have
Oh,
access
no,
to
that's
that yet?
DLC.
Ah! I'm being denied.
All right, hold on. Pull the scene.
I can't believe this game has DLC. Ah, so meta.
I'm sorry. I'm pulling a Wizards of the Coast and I'm making you pay early. Okay.
Yeah, welcome to my my absolutely glorious friends. This group. The graphic depictions of Scotland has arrived.
Okay, I should have pulled everybody to the scene by now. There we go.
It's black, but
Black.
yes.
How is it freaking black? It is
All I
not.
see is black.
Well, welcome to the
It's all
Foundry.
black with white text.
I saw a red to paint it black.
Hey, there's me, Dragon.
There you go,
X.
Paladin. Your song showed up.
Vision range 1000.
Technical difficulties, everybody. Hold on, we'll be here with you in a second.
I am a
There we
technical
go.
I
Thank
well,
you.
the thing is, I
Nope.
set this to have
There we go.
everybody have like infinite vision on it. I don't know why it didn't save.
I
I
still can't
believe we're
see.
here, right? We're in Amara's.
I still have a black screen.
You will have a regular screen in there.
Hey, thank you.
We're in Amara, but where I'm placing my token now, that is where the camp is.
Okay.
Okay.
And we said one box was going to be what? Every
I think it was
box
5
was an event.
miles.
I thought we were going to say was it an event 1 day worth of travel?
Ooh, 1 day.
Or was it every 2 boxes
Uh,
was a day? Is that
Every
weird?
2 boxes worth a day, I believe. Let me go back up to my section 0 notes. Every 2 boxes is a day.
Okay, so from Amara, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes to exactly where Spike is. So that is 2.5 travel days.
Okay. So, are we going to have a travel roll for that by chance?
We are going to have travel rolls for that.
My
We're
body.
on the road.
On the road again.
Because I have stuff that affects the travel roll.
We're on the road. We're ready.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love that. That made me so happy.
We'll meet some friends along the way.
Okay, so for people who are not familiar with Fabula Ultima, the way it handles random encounters is something called a travel roll. Depending on the area that you're in, there is a die that gets rolled. It's
You are
based
so
on.
awesome.
What was that?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
You
You're
are.
cutting in and out for some reason.
Weird, because they sound great coming on my side.
Well, I mean, I think that's just bias.
Oh, well, always gonna be a little biased to myself. I mean, Tara's got me over here wanting to go shave now because she called me a boomer.
You will.
No,
Listen,
you're not allowed.
listen.
Over
You
it.
can shave, but we're gonna have to card you for booze again. There's
You
got to be a baby
would.
face under there.
There is. Maybe I'll just shorten it up a little bit and reshape it. But if I'm not cutting,
Oh no,
in
then
and
they'll
out,
be thirsty.
Yeah.
You seem to be good now.
Okay.
I think it's just when you're looking to the left,
Looking to
you're
the left.
popping,
Am I popping?
or the other way, right?
Over here?
Whatever.
Popping.
Yeah.
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 So I gotta be like right here. So
Yeah, these mics are picky.
Yep.
Swallow the mic. It's the only option.
Get up close and personal as if you're narrating a book.
my name is Eric, and I am on NPR. We're going to talk about the local radio and weather report for the North Sea tonight, and read some John
All right.
Grisham novels.
Let's go, man.
I'm going to sleep. Good night, boys.
So
It was
the way
too
this
cozy.
works, is we assign a threat level. Depending on the threat level, we roll a die. Performing a travel roll is done by rolling the appropriate die chosen for the threat level. On a 6 or higher, the group encounters a danger. On a 1, the group makes an unexpected discovery. The game master decides the location of each danger and discovery. If you need to mark its position, mark it on your map sheet. So this is part of how we're going to fill this map sheet over time. Unless stopped by an encounter danger, the player characters proceed to the next travel day, go back to step 1, or until they reach their destination. So, I am going to assign right now a medium threat level. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go with medium because you got out of town. They only sent one airship. It was a small airship that just had the only soldiers that were in it were the ones that you faced. Doesn't mean that there aren't more coming, but right now, you're pretty sure you lost them. They have no idea that you got out of town until, word got back or didn't get back from those people. And so they're not really going to know exactly where you are. So we're going to go with a medium threat level. A medium threat level says that a D10 is what gets rolled for this. So on a 6 or higher, you're going to encounter a danger. On a 1, you make an unexpected discovery.
On a 2, 1 or 2, we make an unexpected discovery because of this guy.
Okay, so you have something
I
that
have treasure
happens.
hunter. I'm good at finding stuff.
All right, so how does that can you elaborate on how that ability works?
So that is my treasure hunter ability for Wayfarer. When your group journeys on the world map, you will make a discovery on a roll of skill level +1 or lower on the travel roll. So instead of a 1, because I have 1 level in it, it is a 2. So it's effectively the exact same thing as if we rolled a 1, except I make it 1 better. And every skill level I put in it, it makes us find stuff more. I'm a wayfinder or wayfarer. I find stuff. It's what I do.
Okay. Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's roll that die. Do you want me to roll it, or did one of you want to roll the travel die?
What?
Right out of the gate. Let's have the DM roll it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you do it.
Okay. Oh,
Hey!
look at that.
What
That'd
do
be a
we
1. All right, so unexpected discovery. Okay.
We didn't even need my 2.
You didn't. What should we do here for this? Okay. Unexpected discovery. So you're what kind of environment is this that we're in, Spike? What is the general environment of this area outside of Amara?
The area outside of Amara is heavily wooded and also has monsters roaming in the nearby vicinity. There are several different cave systems that have been explored and haven't been explored. We have adventurers guilds going out there all the time to try and see what they could find. Avarice was one of the adventuring guilds that had explored that nearby area as well. But essentially a lot of hinterland, really.
Okay. So as you're going through this wooded area, it's probably about midday at this point. It's not, early afternoon, 1, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The canopy of the woods is blocking out a lot of sunlight, except for some channels that make its way down. And it's a bit of a hilly area, hilly forested. And you come up this one hill onto a clearing. And in the clearing, you see a small pond. And on the opposite side, there appears to be a cave mouth opening. It's not like a big, rock traditional cave, like in the side of a mountain opening. It's not like, oh, hey, look, there's Cave Bear Cave. It's more like one of those openings in the ground with a small lip above it. Kind of like going down into like the stalactite, stalagmite type caves. It's almost like a sinkhole that has a gradual dip into
Limestone cavern.
Guys,
Yeah.
look what I found.
Hey, back up. You don't want to fall into that thing.
It's a hole in the top of the sea. A rare oddity.
Albelle's gonna go to the edge, and she's gonna start examining the stone. Figure out is it gypsum? Is it limestone? What's the quartz content? How much danger are we in? Looking for a sinkhole, and she's going to flick a rock into it, see how deep it is.
All right. So
Clatter.
you don't need to do any rolls for figuring out like what kind of rock it is or anything. Like you're not in any danger. There's no chance that you're gonna fail. This is stuff that you know. So it's limestone. Kind of like it looks like it's been eroded over time through water drainage, which means this pond was probably bigger at some point in time, is your best guess. Maybe this cave formed from drainage from the pond, and what's left over is what didn't make it into the cave to cause the cave's formation. You flick the rock down, and it kind of just you hear it go click, 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 just kind of like hitting down rocks as it's descending out into the cave. There's no long pause and drop like a bottomless pit or a huge pit or anything. More like, okay, there's footing in there. You could walk in.
Do we have time to check this cave out?
Well, honestly, if we're looking to make sure that they pass us by, exploring a cave would probably be the best option.
They're not going to come looking for us underground.
And can't be seen from an airship if you're covered by the earth.
It's a
However, the more time that we spend fooling around, the more time that the Silver Lions spend in the crossfire.
However, it could possibly be a cave system.
It sounded
Hiding
like
down
a
there
footfall.
could also be forward travel. Depending on how deep and how long the cave system is, we don't. For all we know, this pond could have been an inland sea. It could have been an extension of the sea. Sinkholes form because of limestone aquifers. The water drains out, and whatever water is above it comes flooding in. So, for all we know, there could be an underground lake down there, or caverns all the way to the city. There could be an entire
Dark
network
one.
down there.
Ooh, could there
The
be
people
treasure
could have
down
gone
there?
through.
There could absolutely be treasure down there. We don't know when the cave formed or when the sea receded. There could be a million things down there. Dragons, shipwrecks, anything. It's a limestone aquifer. It could be huge.
Well, I don't think we need to
Lancia-
guess on this. We do have Lancius.
Lancius is going to look directly at Cyrus and be like, what do you think we should do?
If it sounded like there were footfalls, perhaps people have been traversing through. I think it could be excellent cover. I say we go through.
All right, that's 2 votes, yes.
I'll go.
Woohoo! Let's go.
I'm outvoted. Let's move forward.
Okay.
We won't be long. We just want to see what's down there. If it ends up being nothing, we'll come back and go to the Lions. We'll be fine. They'll take an hour or 2 out of the way.
Albel gets this kind of like sad, almost resigned look on her face, hitches the book up just to make sure it's tight, and goes, well, all right, boys. See you inside. And jumps in.
I'm not exactly worried about us, Lancius. I know we can take care of ourselves. I'm worried about being late.
Okay. Well, you jump in, and it's just like, you jump into a dark cave. Like there's
Like
no
short-
like, there's not like a big drop or anything. You just kind of like hop
Short
into
drop,
the darkness.
sudden stop.
Yeah, like you just like it's like jumping through the door of like a house with the light turned off. You're just like,
Aha!
aha!
And it's cute. She's gonna poke her head back out and go, Atlas, can you make explosives?
I am an explosive, if that's what you're asking.
I mean combustible ones.
Oh, then no.
Ones, unless you want me to throw you into the enemy, and I mean like a small combustible one. Well,
Yeah, I've got it. And
She's-
I'm going to use I'm going to use an inventory slot to pull out a torch so that we can light the way and see.
she's going to bend over and she's going to pick up a pile of the limestone dust. And she's going to reach out and go, Atlas, give me your hand.
I give her a hand.
She puts the dust in it. I want you to go out over there and I want you to light that on fire.
All right. And I will proceed further into the cave.
Boom. She's
She's
got like a
Schweik,
little
I think-
bag and she's scooping it up.
I don't think a torch costs an inventory point.
does
You're just
not.
assumed to have torches.
Correct.
Sick.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
torch.
keep my inventory
If
slot.
if on the main page, the only things that are going to cost inventory points would be elixirs for health. I'm sorry, elixirs for mind points, remedies for health, tonics to remove status effects, elemental shards, which are like bombs, that do 10 damage of a certain elemental type, and then magic
We could-
tints. Everything else you're just assumed to have with good faith.
We could boom.
So you
Lime-
could have a fire boom
As
if you
she's
needed it.
moving into the cave, she says, "Limestone is combustible. You ever need to do something you ever need to cause a fire blast very quickly and need that extra oomph, keep a pouch of this on you."
Keep that in mind.
So we had a bunch of infantry who were known to use it in a pinch. Gunpowder was scarce, so this was available. Good resource.
Now I have to double check my science on that.
No, you just need to use a fabula point.
There you go. There you go.
I said we're using anime logic.
Exactly.
I'm actually using the Flight of Dragons logic, but
Okay.
But
So
I will proceed further in and light the limestone on fire.
okay.
Just put up
it is
shields.
non-combustible. We were wrong.
Oh wow.
No, fabula point.
Nondescript
point.
powder.
We got a
Nondescript powder
fabula
go
point.
boom.
Can we do
Alter-
that? Can we change the properties
Paladin,
of
we
limestone
don't.
to be combustible in the world with a fabula point?
We'll just say
Paladin,
that
we don't need a recipe.
we'll say that some of the stuff in this cave is combustible in the rock, but we're not going to alter limestone completely because they build houses and stuff out of limestone, and nobody would build that out of a house out of like a booming material.
Oh, honey.
I
I
mean,
They would.
yeah,
Oh,
they would.
look
they
up
would.
what the Dreamliner is made of.
Yeah, they would.
Upon trying to light up the limestone, I'm then going to look back at Albel and just simply go, "You lied to me."
We'll say that this limestone has a mixture of other chemicals in it that was identified from the lake drainage. So it is boomable.
After saying that she lied to me, you just watch it go, boom! I'm like, motherfucker!
She's just standing there grinning like, did I? Did I, dear?
I feel like it was a powerful lie.
Lancius is gonna like lean into Cyrus and be like, "Why do they always do stuff that goes boom? I mean, hitting someone with a shield or a simple arrow does the trick. Why does it always got to be so flashy?"
She turns around and then looks at you and just goes, because it's fun.
Yeah.
I feel
okay.
like Duality realized how much trouble I caused last session and went, fuck no. Limestone is staying where it is. Or this guy is going to light his goddamn halberd on fire and rip this cave a new butthole.
Me building napalm in the background.
Quick,
But some people
disassemble the
make
whole
things go
cave.
boom. Others build the wall.
All right, so I guess we're wandering into the cave.
Continuing on.
I'm making that note here. Rocks with explosive quality. All right. So you head down. The cave goes down at, I don't know, like a 10% kind of grade. Like it's a decent slope, but it's not unsafe to traverse. It's slick in here, so you have to watch your footing. It comes up to it winds its way left, it winds its way right. You're making your way through, and you start hearing a bit of chirping and chittering above you.
Oh. Albel's gonna look up and poke Atlas and Cyrus and... Can you raise the torch? Lancius, look up. Bats?
What are they saying, Duality? I have feral speech. I can hear animals.
These sons of bitches woke us up!
Kind of, yeah. They're like, what the hell is two legs? It's those big hairless animals. What are they doing in here? Why are they coming through here? They shouldn't be in here. Don't say, like, why are you making noise? Don't make noise. They're gonna see us.
I'm just gonna chirp back. Don't mind us. We're just passing through.
And they're like,
It's like, oh shit, they can hear us.
did that one talk to us? That one just said something. It could hear us. It understands what we're saying. That's not good. Quick, hide the queen. Yeah. Make sure they they don't know where they are. Keep
One of
an eye
the
on
bigger birds, one of the bigger bats immediately starts flapping. Is like, "What's your quest?"
They're not gonna hurt us. We're fine, guys. Just keep them going.
Okay.
I love being able to talk to animals. It's so much fun.
I keep forgetting that you could talk to animals. So this cave actually ends up coming to an end in it, and it ends in a large carved out room with another like small pond in it. You have no idea how deep it is, but above this pond, the ceiling looks like an absolute carpet of bats. There are all kinds of creepy crawlies, here and there, some cave lizards running about, and there's a big old lake in the middle. Off to the we'll say the right side of the lake, you'll notice a small, it looks like a miner's cart, overturned with a pickaxe, miner's hat, and a few crates and boxes kind of laid up against it.
Ooh, goodies.
Go check it out. Kind of look for, I guess, what kind of, if any, like signs of life, activity, if people had come through.
I'm gonna go.
Go on.
Are there wheels still attached to it?
Yes, there are wheels still attached to it.
You said it's fully overturned?
It's overturned, the axle's busted, but I mean, it's generally in decent shape besides that. Nothing that can't be repaired.
Can I indicate how old it is, how long it might have been turned over?
Um,
Can I see that?
5 to 10 years.
Okay, so it's relatively new.
Like this didn't happen yesterday. This happened a while ago.
Okay. But not there's current mining activity
No.
going on.
No.
Okay.
And they appear to be what's in the mining cart is big chunks of this rock, this limestone that has whatever else is in it that makes it go boom. Like they were pulling out pieces of rock for that.
Okay. She's going to
This track
kind of
didn't lead
filter
like
through them.
this isn't like on a track anywhere that led from
No.
the opening, right?
No. This is just like it's like a big like rectangular cart with wheels, and the best description I have for it's like a mine cart. The wheels
just
aren't for
in-
tracks; it's more for pushing.
And it was just
Okay.
in-
Wagon.
Did Cyrus find anything in the boxes?
Have you found anything in the boxes?
You said you were looking through the boxes, right, Anthony?
Yeah, just looking through the scene here, seeing like what kind of signs of life, activity were going on.
Okay. I am actually going to have you guys find a item here. What you're going to find is an old necklace of some kind. It has a amethyst in the middle of it. It's an old amethyst necklace. This is with whoever had this cart's personal effects. So with
Doesn't appear to be like, I don't know if I can tell if it was like magical or in a sense. It was just, is there like an engraving or anything on it?
Anything that might indicate if it's from this country, from a different country.
Oh, it's from here.
Okay.
You can tell it's definitely local. It's not from some faraway place. It is old. It is definitely an old heirloom of some sort. As far as being able to tell if it's magic or not, we're gonna go with video game logic. You pick it up and you feel kind of you feel a bit of a magical pulse in it when you do. And from what you can tell, you feel less afraid of dark damage. So this particular item is going to have resistance to dark damage.
Anyone needs more extra protection. I don't know what we'll be up against. Anyone feel like they'll go down pretty easy?
Sounds like an amulet against my humor.
Oh, honey,
Well,
you just need a
you're-
thick skin for that one.
Well, you're the armor guy. You're the guy that's going to take the most hits. You should probably take it.
May I make a suggestion? She holds her hand out
Always.
for the necklace, and then she puts it around Lancius's neck. Protect, baby.
But I don't get hit as much as everybody else.
That's correct.
But if you do,
It looks pretty on
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
I'm
Sweet.
going to.
I will be there. But if anything slips past me, it's extra protection.
Don't worry. Where he misses, I will be there. For some reason,
can
2
only-
is a lucky number.
However, I can only move so fast, and if you get hurt, Squeakers gets hurt, and I'm not willing to take that risk.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true.
I'm gonna take a look at the ground to see if it's wet, and if there's any tracks that lead to that pond.
No.
Is there any blood or anything around the cart? Any sign of a struggle?
Nope. It's just nothing. It's just like an old, overturned, abandoned cart. Mr. I can speak to animals is like, can hear. Oh, they found the old man's cart. Yeah, well, if they start pulling stuff out, we'll have to get rid of them too. Yeah, we don't want them. We don't want them in here. All right, just get ready. You get in their hair and you scratch their face. Yeah. Get everybody together. Pass the word.
The bats are about to attack us. We should probably leave.
I would
Yeah, that's
strongly
not-
advise you against that.
Do you think they can come in here and wake us
Don't
up with their mind all the
Yell
time?
at them. Don't yell at them. They have sensitive ears. You will cause an attack. Lancius, tell them we're on our way and they don't need to distress themselves any further.
Okay. Squeak, squeaky, squeak, 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 squeak. Which is, hey, we're leaving now. You can go back to sleep. Don't attack us.
Fine, just don't come in here and keep waking us up. Last guy that came in here woke us up. We had to chase out. And everybody's always trying to come in here and take the rocks. Making noise,
What were they wanting?
waking us up.
Ah.
Here in the water.
I'm sitting here
Yeah.
like, please ask why he wanted the rocks. Please, no, I'm just fine.
Why were they taking the rocks?
Because they use the rocks to make things go boom. And that makes big, loud sounds, and then that wakes us up. And from even further away, then we got to go out and find where they move around because they're making more loud noises with them. And all we want to do is sleep. How would you like it if somebody came in here constantly taking stuff out of your room that makes things make more noise?
Fair
Sounds
enough.
like having
We're
a
leaving.
sibling.
Have a good night. All right. They want us out of here because we're waking them up, and someone tried to steal their rocks and made booming noises and woke them up. So they're annoyed. So we better go.
I don't want to make booming noises. She kind of turns around. Cyrus, would you be so kind as to lead the way? Atlas, do you mind taking up the rear? I'll get Lancius out of here.
Is there anything in the pond before we head out?
Eels. Freshwater eels.
Eels.
They
Huh.
protect anything?
Well, part of the pond is really deep. Like you can only see the initial like rim of it. But on the rim of the pond, like in the shallows, you can't really tell. But as far as what's in the deep section, that quickly turns from like to like abyssal black in the center. Like you have no idea how deep this thing goes. Maybe.
Do we have an like air? Do we need to breathe in this world?
You need to
Or
breathe.
is it like video logic, and we sunk underneath the water. And we're Super Mario down in this bitch.
Fabula points can only do so much.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the need to breathe is something that I will
Nice.
unfortunately have to railroad you guys and say you need to continue to breathe.
Can I spend a Fabula point for oxygen?
I would like
No,
to survive the deep vacuum of space.
but
We
I
could
will
light the
put this.
limestone and throw it in the center.
I will put this out there though. You do have a tinkerer. There is the ability in this game to do things called projects, which we could get into, and we will definitely be getting into, where certain items can be built to bypass.
Makes a
certain things.
rebreather. Makes a rebreather, Professor.
That is a possibility to be in the future. So this could be something we revisit at another point with the breathing underwater part, which might be useful many places.
I got you, boo.
And we'll go through projects because I actually have to go through that because, yeah, projects are going to be cool. I like tinkers. Projects are awesome.
Well, let's keep moving.
Yeah. So just to lore dump a little bit more on this so it doesn't just feel like I'm just hand-waving this completely improv, ad-libbed cave. The rock is limestone and also has some other chemicals in it too, which are useful in making gunpowder and other explosive devices. So some of the chattering from the bats that you get as you're leaving is people were coming in, waking them up, mining this stuff, not letting them sleep, disturbing their home, creating bombs with it, and then using it to do whatever the two-legged hairless animals do with bombs out in the world. Nearby, making lots of noise. And the bats were none too happy about that.
Perhaps mining the limestone to create explosive to mine a different material would be my thought. Is this a cavern system or is it just the one cave?
It's a system. There's definitely lots of other little branches, and some of the openings are very small and narrow. Like the bats can get through, you can't. That is also what this cart looks like they were doing as well, was expanding out one of these narrow crevices to try and make another path through.
Okay.
So.
Well, the good news is bats have a tendency to stay near the entrance of the cave so they can get in and out pretty easy. So the further in we go, we'll get away from the bats and stop bothering them.
There's not much further to go, right?
Not much further to go.
No, there's a lot more.
Without expanding the crevices openings, not so much. So you would have to expand the openings or find a way to utilize that deep hole in the middle with the water.
Cool. Mark this on the map. Bet you there's treasure in there later. You guys want to continue on, or do we want to hang out here?
We're gonna call it the Bat Cave.
Bat cave. Can we get a bat symbol?
Yes.
Just put a Batman signal right where the spot is, where the cave is. Just the Bat Cave.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna say that was 2 days, one travel day, one travel location. Okay. I'm making kind of like a little flow chart of travel here, so I can update the map.
Can we make markers on the map? I feel like I missed that conversation.
Not in Foundry.
Can you hover the spot where this would be?
5 spaces up.
So where you are, we're gonna say probably the 1, 2, that middle one straight above the RASPI. It's gonna be in that.
Okay,
Square.
I'm going to upload that picture to chat so you have where the Batcave is.
Yep. And I'll add that to the map tonight or tomorrow.
The
Well,
Bat Cave.
at some point in time before we
And,
reconvene, I'll put a cave icon there with a lake, a small pond, and I'll put some trees. We'll fill this out.
Beautiful.
Okay. But there's definitely crevices in there. You're just going to have to figure out a way to open the crevices, a good time to open those crevices up, a good time, how, or how to use the liquid little pond thing to get through. So you can definitely keep doing stuff in here. You just got to come up with a plan for it.
We could wait until nighttime, and the bats would all leave the cave anyway. If you all truly want to explore here. If not, I suggest we go back out to the front of the cave and disguise the entrance so that no one else can get in.
Or just leave it open. Because you can't get anywhere in here without some way to traverse the water. People are more likely to turn around and leave.
Not everyone is as kind as you. Others will use the stones.
Unless the
Then
bats
they'll get attacked by the bats.
bats.
And yet, this cart has been untouched and there's an amethyst necklace nearby. I guarantee you others have found this cave in the interim since this cart was overturned. I wouldn't be surprised if most people didn't know that the rocks were combustible. It looks almost like an abandoned gold mine, and you abandon a gold mine when the vein runs out.
Most people wouldn't, but I wouldn't put it past Empire soldiers following a group of mercenaries to explore a cave where they might have gone down.
Atlas, my dear, my love, you are giving these soldiers way too much credit.
Or ammunition. Either way.
Well,
They're holding
we
rocks.
don't want to stay much longer, do we?
No, we should go.
We got to get to the lions.
Yes, we do.
Either way. If they hold the rocks, I
Alright.
make them explode. So I'm good either way.
Just make sure you have some. Let's go.
will take points.
Montage.
It's just like this chibi look montage from screen pulled back, and it's just the little Atlas and Albel chibis arguing the entire way there.
Meanwhile, you have Cyrus and Lanius just bobbing up and down,
Cyrus looks tired.
indicating the walking.
Just like,
Cyrus looks tired. Lancius has a little star above his head.
just all day with the bickering.
Why all the fighting?
Occasionally, Lancius stops to admire a tree and then, like, realizes he's falling behind and, like, sprints to catch up to you guys.
That's adorable. I love it. All right. Cool. We found a cave.
Okay.
Listen,
We found
I've been
a cave. We found
I've been
the
like-
bat cave.
I've been playing Forbidden West, and there's a whole thing in there if you haven't played it where you see a cave full of water, and then there will be all kinds of stuff in there. So my brain is like, "We're coming back."
I was like, there's
We'll
definitely
come back
stuff.
eventually.
There's definitely stuff. I was just like, I probably can't get down that pond right now.
And I'm gonna need like a day or two to make you a rebreather, babe.
All right, Duality, we're moving on.
Okay, moving on up to the northwest or northeast. So we're going to do the last travel day roll. It is going to be yet another D10.
Okay.
And that is a
danger.
7.
Oh, let's do this.
Danger.
There is a danger. Okay.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So we will pause.
No worries, bro.
Where I'm going is like literally across the hall. I hear you perfectly.
Okay, because I mean, you just know how to ruin tension, just like a death from fart from death.
Oh,
We
Oh,
were in
people.
this pretty like intense scene in the Tree of Ravens game Spike was running, and like it Nifix, I can't remember what Sweet Mama, that's her name. She was doing this really good role play thing. Like it was really good. It was really intense. It was really like just really good, and like the tension was there. And then there was this pause, this silence, in just like that dramatic pause, and this other guy that's in the game, Death, he just like had like the worst fart at the worst moment, and completely like was there.
Over Discord is crazy.
Yeah, me and Nate were
How
just
do you
like,
pick that up?
no.
You hate to
Dude.
see it.
Did you do that?
You hate to see it.
It's on
What
the-
mic
The
does he
fact you could
have?
hear it over Discord is
Right.
what I'm impressed with.
It-
What kind of
it's-
mic does he have that it picked that up? What kind
Dear
of fart
Lord.
did he? What kind of fart did he rip that it
It-
picked
Man
it's-
that
had
up?
to change his settings.
It's on
had a
YouTube. It's on YouTube
had a
about
phone.
2 hours and 10 minutes into, I think, what was it, episode 10?
And he
Session
put the phone next to his fucking ass while he was doing something and let it rip. And it was a moment in a jail cell between the guard Roland and Nipix. And they were getting into it because Roland at this point in time had completely transformed and was getting ready to kill her. And it was at that moment where he looked at her and went, "Don't make me wake the others." And you just heard,
Oh,
All right.
no.
Well, we
He's
are
a
at,
death fart in his sleep.
we are at travel day 2, and we have hit danger. Here's how I prefer to do danger. I will describe the danger scene, and then you could tell me how or if you want to engage with it, or how you are going to avoid the danger. You do not need to take every one of these as an opportunity to smash everything with pointy objects. You can absolutely if you want to, but don't feel obligated to have to.
"Gotta smash."
Okay.
Let me smash.
Back element smash.
Maggie.
Okay.
Becky.
So you're coming up on a clearing through the woods. You're going to have to pass through a clearing, I should say. You're about a day and a half. You're on the second day of travel, so you're about a half a day away from the Silver Lion's semi-permanent, mostly permanent encampment, where they like to headquarter out and do their training. And as you're nearing this opening in the woods, like you're coming to the tree line, Albel, you hear the sound of Falcon 4 engines on a small. These are small engines. These aren't. These are for the small craft. This isn't a big ship. It's another small patrol vessel, like that came through Amara a day or so ago.
Okay. And we're coming up on a clearing. Are
You're-
we standing in trees?
You are right now at the tree line, just as you hear the Falcon 4 engines. So if you proceed any
Okay,
further,
she's-
you'll be exposed.
Okay, she immediately just, guys, stop! Stop! Hit the deck! Falcon 4s, overhead, come on! It's another airship.
I immediately just look
Under-
for spaces in the trees for cover.
I'm going to try and find a vantage point and find out where they're coming from and where they're going.
Okay. They are coming from the west, from Colligan. They're flying Colligan colors, as the other ship was, and they're heading southeast, somewhat toward Amara, and they are definitely flying what is noticeable as a Colligan like search pattern, where they're going so far, they're doubling back just a little bit and coming back around to head further south again. So they do appear to be searching.
She's gonna pull her hood up over her hair because it's like a bright blonde, and she's gonna crouch down at the bottom of the tree and try to keep an eye on where that search pattern is going. Are they going for this clearing? Keep an eye on each of her companions as best that she can.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume they're doing a kind of like circling the area.
Yeah, so
And
they're kind of doing like a search above this clearing here.
so depending on where their position is,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna like hold up a hand because we're probably gonna have to like make a break for it wherever they're least able to see us.
Okay.
We're gonna have to double time it.
And so,
She's gonna look at
knowing
Lancius really quick. Lancius, are the birds saying anything about how long they've been circling?
I can ask. Hold on.
Okay, Cyrus, go ahead.
Tweet,
I
tweet.
said, just knowing that you also have experience with it, I'll just
Mm.
look at you and I'll just like hold up a signal.
She's gonna nod, gonna salute at you.
Lancius is definitely asking like any wildlife. He's just speaking generic animal speak. Like, how long has that thing been circling?
Spike, how far away has Atlas gone to get this vantage point?
I'd probably say a decent distance. I'm moving closer towards where the Silver Lions would be set up. Because if they're this close, they most likely will have found the Silver Lions camp.
Okay, that's too far away from me to tell you anything. All right.
I'll just
She's-
have my eye on Atlas.
She's gonna slide the book on her belt, like to the back of her hip, so that it's between the coat and her back, so it can't be seen, and get her rapier ready to go just in case.
Can I soaring strike an aircraft?
I'm over here like, can you hit the fuel tank?
I probably can, but like
I
first, I need to know how high I can jump. Am I a
Right.
I
dragoon?
believe in you.
So
The correct answer is always dragoon.
By the ruling of it, I can pick any flying creature or thing out of the air with my attack. And if I hit, I force them to land immediately.
yeah, that's one of the wonderful parts of the rules ambiguity. Yeah, the rules of this system.
Ambiguity.
Thank you. My mouth did not want to cooperate.
I see the start of a beautiful chain of events here.
This is what I'm
Atlas,
thinking.
is this gonna be your thing where you just cut things in the sky in half?
I do not want to say no because the skill says that you can, right? Now, we are going to have we got to come up with some sort of like reasonable compromise. Like, you ain't jumping 1,000 feet in the air,
Distance.
right?
Okay, you know.
But
Technically, I could fire some air underneath me to get that Jordan height. Just saying.
I'm
Darn right, Paladin. Darn right.
If the group thinks that would be a
Yes.
good, cool thing to be able to do, I'm just because the way that skill is worded and the fact that Fabula Ultima doesn't care about distances. And there is a specific line in the book that says it doesn't matter if you're 5 feet or 500 feet away from the target, you are assumed to be able to close the distance to get to the target if you have the ability to hit it.
Duality's in his own head right now going, who the fuck invited this asshole?
I am unhinged for dragoons. I need this president like right now.
And that's the other thing. Dragoons are my favorite Final Fantasy class.
Same.
I homebrewed Dragoons into D&D 2nd edition.
I'm still in love with Kane Highwind. Right? My husband cosplays Cecil. I'm a mess for this. Let's go.
So I'm going to say, just because of my obsession with Dragoons, the fact that it sounds really cool, and the rules kind of give it permission to happen, both with the skill and the fact that it said somewhere in the book, I can find it. It doesn't care about distances. The only thing is, a melee unit can can only attack melee units. They can't hit flyers without special skills or spells. And this is a skill that gives melee the ability to have flying units. So I'm inclined to allow it.
This is some terminal montage shit right here. I need it.
All right.
I typically, this is something like any other system, I'd be like, fuck no. If this was like D&D or something, I'd be like, no, fuck, that ain't happening. But
this isn't D&D. Fuck
it's
that.
not. And with the way these are written,
When it says they immediately have to land, does that mean they land in that immediate spot, or is it going to be like the gradual decline land? Because
Crash
this game
trajectory.
is more narrative than
That
Dragon
yeah,
Ball
that's
Z.
my next question. Am I blowing out the engine and watching? Or am I like
I like that.
hitting them and like a fork just and landing with them, being like, "You're here now."
Oh,
Okay.
Lance of Longinus, Neon Genesis Evangelion style. Yes.
So it's not like you're going to fork them to the ground, but I mean, it's going to cause an immediate crash. I'll say that their forward momentum will still be a thing, and it will cause them to go in whatever direction they're going. But it's, yeah.
Like, I need you to do this.
It's
don't miss.
Looking out
Don't miss.
looking out at Atlas, seeing he's getting this advantage. I want to at least like give a whistle out to be like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Oh my god, I'm gonna
While I have the
be a
signal
whole
up,
ass mess. Like,
like
do
just
it.
if you're gonna do it, I say I'm at least like still clocking their position to be like, all right, if you're gonna do it, wait until like right there.
Be prepping grenades. Like, let's go. Oh god, this is gonna be so freaking cool.
All right, no pressure. Rule of
None.
cool.
now if you miss, they're going to get they're going to be focused on you,
Yeah.
and they're going to get a full round of attacks with their ship-based weaponry.
No.
No pressure.
So there is a
All right.
consequence. There will be consequence.
Daddy loves consequence.
Yep. With great
Albel
cool,
does not.
with great cool comes great possible consequences.
The great possible harm
Because you
and
know what-
mutilation.
you know what the fun part is? Every time that they get an attack with me on their weapons, and they hit an even number, my counterattack procs. So fun.
But counterattack, you can only do an immediate melee attack. You can't use your soaring strike as a combination
Woo!
with it.
Dragoon with counterattack. Let's go. Okay, I'm fine.
So it's not like you can do a jump attack for your counterattack. It has to be, you know,
Oh, so I can't counterattack the airship. It's just going to blast the shit out of me.
So the way counterattack works is you have to make the immediate counterattack against the thing that attacked you, but you also have to be able to hit it. The reason you're able to hit the ship is because you're using soaring strike. Counterattack doesn't allow you to use other abilities. It's just an attack. So if you're using a melee weapon to do this, you won't be able to hit the ship on a counterattack. If you were using a ranged weapon, you would. But if you're using a ranged weapon, there would be no reason to jump.
I have 180 Zenit. I don't know why I don't have a ranged weapon too. So we'll have a conversation with that, and me and Lanius will get out a pretty bow. With that said, I'm going to look back at the group and go, prep your attacks or prep to run. Whatever you do, prep for action. And I'm going to burn 10 points and soaring strike.
Fine. I'm normal.
God, what am I gonna like? I don't know what to give a ship for a freaking defense rating.
We got a 7 and a 6, and that's plus my mites. So I forgot how to do attacks again.
So what you're doing is
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
do a
roll your
sneak attack with the ballista.
So you roll your 2 dice for your attack skill, whatever it is. I want to look for an open check. Open check. Do I have that just on this sheet? They really should put open checks on this quick sheet here. God, you rolled a what? 13? You know, the one in doubt. The one in doubt number's 10. I mean, do we really want to go with a one in doubt? Or do we want to make it more
it's
difficult?
It's a big ship. It's
Yeah.
hard to miss. I would think an 8 or a 9, honestly.
Okay.
Like,
So we'll say that's
but then
it.
it's can you damage it? So probably a 10.
Okay.
As much as it pains me to do this, I am going to re-roll because it's not 2 D10s. It's a D10 and a D8.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's Dex life. So I am going to re-roll it. I'm going to be
All right. Well, let's go with 10.
It's 9, and I'm going to force a Fabula Ultima roll. You motherfucker.
Ah.
So that was, hold on. So I'm going to do a check to invoke a trait. Commoner Mercenary, not my first ship. And I'm looking to take it down. I have one more Fabula Ultima point.
Okay.
If I can, I want to spend it towards ambition because I am determined to take this ship down and find my friends and save these new ones.
Do you have a bond of ambition set?
I have a theme of ambition.
You have a theme of ambition. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, D8, don't fuck me. I literally need anything but a 1. You motherfucker.
This is how I feel on Sunday.
That was 3 ones in a row.
Oh, holy crap!
We don't get gold for this.
I don't.
Oh God.
I do get fucked for this though, so here we go. Hurt me.
Okay. So, how do you want this to look? Like, how does this happen?
I'm going to.
Our cameras are screwed up on the stream.
It should correct itself here in a moment.
Okay.
I'm going to use a burst of air underneath of me, leaping from the ground where I'm at, up and into the air. And as I do, I'm going to try and strike at one of the engines while I'm up here to try and bring this entire thing to the ground. Unfortunately, since I am going to miss, I will end up overcorrecting and underestimating the jump that I needed. And I'm going to soar straight up into their line of sight.
Okay. Okay. So you soar directly into their line of sight instead of hitting this engine. Aboard the ship, you will see that there are four soldiers dressed in the standard Colligan fare. They have with them their heavy spears and crossbows. Since there are 4 of them, I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to roll a d4. And these d4 are going to be the number that take a shot at you.
And just for shits and giggles, as I realize that I've soared greatly outside of my perspective, and all 4 of them noticed me, I'm going to just smile at them and go, looking for someone.
And they're like, there they
Also,
are.
the cameras didn't fix themselves.
They look
First
like they
hit
fixed
on-
themselves on my screen.
First hit's on you. I can do this for
You
Very
have just
weird.
given me my first project. Thank you so much. Okay.
This is weird. Why did the cameras do that? Oop.
OBS. Oh, I'm familiar.
Yeah, they like to be problematic, to say the least.
Atlas,
D8
I am totally Spike. I am totally
It's almost
building
like they
you.
got bigger for some reason.
Yeah, it does.
Kinda, yeah.
They
Spike.
got a lot bigger. There we
Yeah,
go.
I am
really weird.
totally planning to make you pneumatic leg braces to help you with the Dragoon jump as my first project. We're doing this. We're doing this.
There we go. Fixed as it can be for the moment.
Okay.
That was
We
weird.
can't see Anthony at all on the
Oh.
Twitch stream.
Okay.
No,
Didn't see
give
that.
it back.
Didn't see
My
that.
boy.
Give back Anthony. How dare you?
You're my boy, Blue.
All I want is Anthony, and all I Anthony.
That's so weird that they screwed up like that. I don't know what happened.
It's OBS. It's a curse. There's a reason I start
Yeah.
every stream by saying submitting for the approval of the Midnight Society. OBS be like,
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, we are corrected now. Yeah, we look good.
Say,
Ish,
don't
but we're good
shit.
enough.
Don't worry about me.
Okay, so all four of them
All right.
notice you. All four of them are going to do a quick dexterity plus insight check, which is 2d8 to see if they hit you. The first one.
I would like to ask if I can use my protect in this instance.
In this
Since
instance,
another
Yeah,
creature is threatened, since
same.
another creature is threatened by an attack spell or other danger, I can take their place.
in this
You
instance,
have to
I'm
jump
going
all the
to
way
say
back.
no because you don't have the ability to get in the sky.
What if
What if?
can I use a fabula point and do a shield throw
That's
I
to
like
help
that.
deflect?
Yes.
That I like.
Yes.
Yes. That we can
Like
do.
a discus?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like a Captain America.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hell
I
yeah.
will totally go with that.
That's a good
That's
use of a
keeping
fabulous
eye.
point.
Since
Yeah.
I was keeping eye
Genius.
on him, I'm just like, I feel like this is not going to be good. And I just say, Atlas, heads up! And I toss a shield out into the air to try to time it with these attacks.
Okay, so you can now remember you can protect against one attack.
Okay.
You can do that before or after the roll. This roll was a 13. Spike, does a 13 hit you?
13 hits me.
So you can protect against this hit.
Okay. I will do so.
Okay.
Deplete my fabula point.
That I like that. That was a that
Oh, that's
I
cool.
am yeah, I like that. Keep that like write that down and like remember you did that.
My
Heck
shield.
yeah,
burn.
Next one, a 5. Does that get past your physical
that
defense?
misses.
Does not.
Cool. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3. Another 5.
Nice.
And number 4. A 13.
That'll hit.
A 13 does?
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so the high roll on that was an 8. So the damage on the crossbow is high roll plus 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16.
All right.
So you're up in the sky. You miss the engines. All 4 of these the soldiers on the deck see you. They launch their crossbows at you because they're like, "What the heck?" This shield comes flying out of nowhere, blocks one of the arrows, does a boomerang back down the Cyrus, gets back in his hand. He's got like the Avengers Assemble pose going on. And then you get two more of these crossbow bolts fly past you, and one firmly plugs you in the shoulder as you start to plummet back down to the ground. You will not take any fall damage or anything like that. You're just gonna thud on the ground. Yeah.
It's a shame that you only hit me once. I don't miss twice.
I got an idea. I just got to look something up.
Okay.
I'm going
I'm
to
trying to
shout to the
figure out-
others to go
I remember-
opposite of whatever direction Atlas is in. And I just scream, left side! While I'm covering fire.
Okay, I'm remembering. God, I can't remember where the conversation happened. Something about grenades or something that a tinkerer could throw.
So in the inventory system, I think there's a couple things for that. There's the inventory system has the elemental shards.
Okay.
Those are 10 damage of a specific element type that you choose when you throw it. They cost 2 inventory points per to pull out. And then let me get back to Tinkerer, Wayfarer, Inventions. Because it depends on what kind of inventor type that you went with.
I took Magitech.
Magitech. All right, so alchemy, infusions, Magitech. Magitech.
I think grenade would fall under alchemy, wouldn't it?
Infusions. I think grenades are, yes, might be alchemy. Alchemy is chemistry, bombs, and mutations. Magitech is
Okay.
engineering, golem craft, and robotics. And then there's
Okay, so-
infusions, which are arcane ammunitions, blade coatings, and combat runes. If you took Magitech, you got the Magitech cannon ability, I believe, for your advanced one. You may perform an inventory action, spend 3 inventory points to create a firearm known as a Magitech cannon. Cannon will crumble to pieces as soon as you create a new cannon. When you create a Magitech Magi Cannon, you choose the type of damage it deals. Dex Insight +1, High Roll +10. Magitech Spheres. 3 Magitech Sphere prototypes chosen. Okay. Spells you choose may come from the same list. You may perform inventory points, spend 2 to create a Magitech Sphere. Immediately perform a spell action for free, casting one of the spells you have developed a prototype for. So kind of bombish.
The cannon works great for what I'm wanting to do.
Yeah.
And bitches love cannons, so
Whenever you take the skill, choose an option. You gain the basic benefits of a new gadget type, or gain the advanced option for benefits for a gadget type whose basic benefits you already attained, or superior if you've already attained advanced. So with basic, with 1 point in gadgets, you get the basic skill, which would be Magitech Override. With 2 points in gadgets, you would get the advanced, which in Magitech would be Magitech Cannon. And in 3 points in gadgets, you would get the superior, which would be Magitech Spheres. How many points do you have in gadgets?
there's no points listed next to it. I took 3 levels of Tinkerer, so that's all it says.
So you need to choose three abilities to put on for Tinkerer.
Emergency item, gadgets, Magitech, and Visionary is what it has. What's written down.
Okay, so you have emergency item once per conflict scene. If you're in crisis, you may perform an additional action your turn. This must be the inventory action. Okay, so that's not going to come into play.
You are cutting out so bad
sorry.
for me.
So you have emergency item, that means, which is a 0 skill level thing. It just has 1 skill level. Like, it doesn't get additional benefits to take it more times because you can't. That just gives you an additional item when you're in crisis. So if you're in crisis, you could take another turn and use the inventory action to like grab a potion, a remedy, or like a magic text shard, inventory shard or something. You have 1 point in gadgets, which means you have the basic benefits of your chosen invention type. So you don't have the cannon yet. You would have Magitech Override, which Magitech Override is you may use an action and spend 10 mind points to perform an opposed insight plus insight check against a nearby soldier rank construct that you can see. In this case, it wouldn't be useful.
I put the PDF from my character sheet in the side chat so you can see it when you're ready.
The Fabula Ultima, like our 2-week room. Okay, perfect. I can look at that on my phone.
Yeah, our little like 5-way DM.
Yeah.
Can I try doing a ritual?
Yes.
Inspiration, insight.
I'm just trying to figure out if I can. Feel free to move past me because I'm just trying to figure out if I can throw an elemental shard or something, disable the engines, get Spike out of there, whatever I need to do.
Visionary.
So, I have chimerism, which is basically animals and monsters ritual. I want to try a major ritual, and I want to see if there is a. Actually, I can't do that. I don't think I have enough MP. I want to basically see if there's a large monster in this forest that I can tap into and have it fight this ship.
Okay.
Just to give us time to get away.
Okay. So we can't. Gadgets isn't going to work in this case.
Okay, cool.
Unless. Well, it's not a construct. It's just an inanimate object.
Emergency item, though,
Emergency
is my
item.
next guess. I don't know if elemental shards or bombs or whatever would
So-
be in our inventory pack. It's a long shot. It really is. It's okay.
So emergency item wouldn't come into effect because you're not in crisis, because that's half hit
Okay.
points. However, you could just use your action to use the inventory, your action this round, before like we get into conflict, to use the inventory action to use an elemental shard, because those are just in your inventory. Those are just 2 inventory point items. Like you just spend 2 inventory points. You can use an elemental shard, whatever elemental type you want to use, air, bolt, earth, fire, ice, and throw that. Well, you don't even have to throw it. You just use it, and it does that damage to the engines. So that you could do. So
Let's do that.
Okay.
And then I want to let Steve. I want to let you do your chimerist thing.
and then we're
You're
gonna-
looking for a big animal.
Well, I'm looking for something that's like flying that can at least cause enough of a distraction.
I am in
Like-
the air, and I did cause a pretty big distraction.
A whole
Yeah,
ass rock comes in, plucks you out of the sky.
I was hoping for more like a drake, or in the back of the book, the dread moth. Something like that. It's not something extremely powerful, but something that's going to be annoying for these guys. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to use a fabula point to say that there is one that I can connect with.
Okay. So the potency of this ritual would be weaken. No, definitely not extreme, not major.
I was thinking medium
thinking
because it says a
medium.
large creature there.
Yeah, I'm thinking medium.
And then I want to focus on only one. So that
Individual.
would be individual. So that would be just my 40 MP with a difficulty level of a 1
Yeah, it's like a major ritual.
or 13.
Yeah, it's like major ritual with a large creature. I like that.
Y-
So yeah, it'd be 40 MP.
40 MP, which is all but 5 of my MP. Boom. I spent the fabula point to say that that creature is there. For those of you down on the ground that might be looking,
So that
you just see.
So
What?
okay, hold on. So that just lets you, like, you're spending the fabula. I don't think the fabula point's necessary to be spent, because that's just determining your, like the magic point cost. There is the difficulty level for that. So 10 is the difficulty level for that.
Okay.
Now, I don't
Yeah.
remember what you set up for your ritualists, your ritualisms stats. You could either have gone with insight and willpower or might and willpower. Once you make that choice, it's locked in.
I did. Yeah, it's I did inspiration and willpower because my might sucks.
Okay.
But what I was using the fabula point for is there
Mm-hmm.
might not be something in the forest.
Okay.
But if you're saying there is and I don't have to spend the fabula point,
Yeah, well,
that's fine. But
you want to spend
I
the
was
fabula
going to
point.
use it to guarantee that there's like a drake in this forest.
Okay.
Sleeping.
There we go. You
Okay.
use the fabula point to guarantee the type of creature.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's a drake with 1 fabula point. So, not Atlas because he's up in the sky, but Cyrus and Albel just see him kind of like sitting cross-legged, drawing this circle and writing like some elven language in it. And you see him just like start by putting his hands like this. And you almost see this magical energy pull out of his eyes as he slams his hands onto the circle. And this burst of energy goes up. Now I gotta roll my dice.
Nicely done.
What?
You definitely just see initially Cyrus's concern, like, on your feet, It's like, don't be scared about this. And then I just see this power.
I'm gonna spend another Fabula point to re-roll
The 2.
that 2.
Yeah.
Albel
So-
gets
Here
to her
comes
feet.
two.
Come on. Oh,
Oof.
No.
I failed.
So,
No.
Oh, well.
God,
Hey, did you spend 1 point or 2 points this session?
I've spent 2 now.
I mean, not like it matters. We level up the session anyway, no matter how many Fabula points we spent.
Yeah, but I spent both of the ones I had. One to guarantee a Drake, and then one to re-roll to fail my ritual. So you just kind of see like this burst of energy, and then just like this fizzling, and it's like
My child.
and he's like, just kind of looks up. He's like, "Damn it!"
You
my
hear him-
child. No.
You send out the call for this Drake to come assist you with this airship. You're like, I have the ability to command creatures. Come and help me take out this ship, or whatever you say. And
You are
Completely
oh
cut out.
God,
you
All right.
are
there's
Hey,
something.
on your mic. Hit the plus sign like
Okay.
twice. That picks up your gain.
There we go.
That might help it.
Okay.
All right.
So you put out this call for this Drake, and you just kind of hear its voice echo back into your heads, like, "Screw you, I'm busy. Do it yourself."
And that's where you just see Lancius kind of defeated. He's like, "Damn it, that never works."
And then I just run over and just kind of scoop you up. He's like, we gotta go.
Drake, lend your energy to me! Bitch!
And while this is
Have
going
you in
on,
one arm, and a shield in my other.
and while this is going on, Albel, did you use that elemental shard?
I would like to use a bolt shard at those engines with the intention to destroy the fuel tank, thereby causing an explosion and or disrupting their systems via electricity.
Perfect. So you do that.
And I would like to use a Fabula point to make sure it hits.
Good news, they automatically hit on these shards. 'Cause
Bless.
It's those are more like, I'm using the shard, and it just kind of does its thing. There is no way to spiky dragon this up. That's what I'm gonna call this from now on, a spiky dragon. Steve's just like, screw you. I'm not paying attention.
Listening. I'm pouting.
So I don't blame you. That was a really cool idea.
That was really cool.
The all of the ideas are really cool. So
And they both failed.
I'm gonna give you guys one extra experience point for that one, just in case you don't level. Actually, you know what? For this, like, that total coolness, I'm gonna give everybody a Fabula point, just because that was all really cool shit.
Eat.
But the bolt just smashes through like the back portion of the ship, hitting the elemental, however the engine core is set up, like whatever runs these engines. I don't know. You're the Falcon 4 expert. You're gonna have to tell me.
Would you?
But it
Would you
hits
like
the
me to-
engine. Yes.
Okay. So she rears back from under the tree and she lobs it as hard as she can, and she is screaming in a different language. And it finally, when it comes back down to common, she is saying, "I am not going back!" And it hits the side of the airship, and you watch the arcs of lightning go around to the fuel tanks at the back of the airship. They look kind of like bubbles. And as the lightning arcs back and forth, it connects them and they combust. And while they're exploding, the lightning continues towards the front of the airship and goes all through the systems. And as the sound of the guttering fire fades out, you can hear the screaming. And she is standing there looking at them going, from behind the tree line, she just says, "There is no way in this earth or in another plane that I will ever go back in front of that man. I will kill him myself. Get out of here! Run!"
You stole my kill!
So the ship starts tearing itself apart as it starts falling, as in its general like whatever direction it was heading in at that point in time, whichever cardinal direction point you want to say it was, north, south, east, west, or any gradient in between. It just starts falling toward the earth as it just tears itself apart from that elemental blast of bolt energy into the fuel. And the danger has passed. The danger has passed. You're safe.
So we gotta go now.
All right,
It's time
let's
to go. Falcon 4s are short range. That means there's a base somewhere nearby. You'll hear a Saturn, that's a long range. Those things roar like a dragon. Falcon 4s tend to be a little bit more quiet. However, if you ever look up and see the Valagarmanda, it's already over.
The Valgan what?
They sent more.
Valagarmanda. It's one of the it's the first Esper in Final Fantasy VI. She turns and looks at him. It's the Dreadnought. It's basically a Leviathan in the sky. It's the Emperor's personal airship. I've seen it way too many times. I've been on the damn thing, but it's silent. It will come out of the sky like a shadow. You will have had no idea it was there until it's already on top of you.
Just still carrying Lancius. So you're just talking while he's bobbing and being carried.
I can run now. I was trying to summon a monster to help us.
Yes, well, let's put a little bit more planning into that next time, dear.
Everybody was doing stuff without talking to anybody, so I thought I'd help.
I mean, as you should, but perhaps let us know what's going on next time. You had me frightened.
So you did
Just a
fine out there,
ritual.
kids. You'll get him next time.
No, Atlas, I'm fine. It's all good.
Well, we know you're fine. You wouldn't die if we killed you.
You do have a point, but fuck it, let's go.
While we're running,
Alright.
she's like nervously checking you over. She's got like bandages and shit, and she's like, "Oh yeah, shut up, you big baby," and she's all nervously nursing you back to hell.
Should we just continue north?
Yeah, we're just gonna continue to where this base should be.
This is what happens when two tsunderes become friends.
Oh god.
Wait, hold on, am I a Sundari?
Yes.
Shit! It's always the you know.
Said you sued piece of shit.
It's always the Sundari.
It's not like we're friends or anything.
It's not like I like you. It's not like you're cool.
It's not like you fucking stole my kill. I'm so pissed. My kill.
Crybaby bitch over here, Jesus.
Can I soaring strike them again on the way down?
It still only counts as one.
Said the XP already hit.
You just watch as the bolt goes through it, and I soaring strike and just teabag the ship, and then strike back down. I have to drop my nuts on you, or you'll never get to Valhalla. I'm sending you to the great beyond. Trust me, it's for your benefit. Head just smashing into the ground.
Ooh.
Oh shit! We traumatized.
Oh my god. Oh, he's okay. The cat.
Kitty.
She doesn't like it when I get louder. She doesn't handle it well. A magic talking box makes her scared and nervous. Come on. Come on.
Baby.
Oh, she looks kind of
Okay.
like my this calico I used to have years ago named Nikki.
This
Same
is
orange.
Jillian. She's a dilute calico named after Jillian Anderson. Come here, sweetie. That's my
It
baby.
is adorable.
All she does is scream. I'd pick her up for you, but she'd start screaming.
No
Come here.
gosh.
Mine was
You
an
okay?
attention glutton. If you even looked at her, she was on your lap just kneading.
Come on.
She likes to give free booty pics. She's my special needs, so she'll show up and scream and start clawing at me very suddenly, so just don't mind her.
Okay.
She has very high anxiety.
All right.
All right. So, disaster averted. Everybody gets a fabula point for really cool ideas.
Ooh. Yeah, I need to write that down before we forget.
Everybody add one to your sheet.
Good, because I was out of Fabula points.
Same.
So what we put down was, what did I say? I said Falcon 4 engines are Short range?
Falcon 4 engines are short range. Saturn engines roar like a dragon and are long range. The Emperor's ship is the Velengar Menga. It's a dreadnought, and the Emperor's personal airship. It's a silent running ship, and Albel has ridden on it personally.
Also, that Esper's name is Tritok if you're really old like me.
I didn't want to say that because people'd be like, what? Of course it's Tritok, and I'm so glad that you pronounce it with the hard K at the end because everybody goes, that's Tritok! In Russian! Anyway. I'm fine. Spike's heard me go off like this before.
It's true.
Oh, bother. Okay. So you'll continue your trip, and it's about a half a day from here. You make your way through the clearing, and through the wood back into the woods, and you come back out of the woods, and it's more this time. You're getting more into like grasslandy plains area. Out in front of you, like you see the Silver Lion's mostly permanent base of operations, just off in the distance. This is a large, it's like a medium sized to large keep, stone outer wall with a gate that has the structures enclosed inside of it. There's typically a pair of sentries posted outside, and Silver Lions patrol the upper portion of the wall walkway with towers that are dispersed around the walls. So, of course, they have one on each of the four corners, but they also have one midway through each of the sections of wall, with a parapet that goes around it as well. However, what is normally a quite serviceable but building that just looks really good most of the time, doesn't have a lot of activity. You see part of the wall's been blasted out on one side, and smoke is coming up from the interior of the walls.
I'm gonna draw my weapon and start dashing in.
Okay.
Atlas, we don't want to rush.
I don't think he understands like scouting.
These are his people. I'm sure he's not thinking
Panicked.
quite clearly.
All right, let's follow
That's
him
it.
then.
All of you, stay close behind. Don't get too far.
Okay.
And while I'm on my way in, I'm gonna be looking at patrols that normally guard, keeping to their normal patrol paths or to the rally points that they would typically use to regroup and recover.
Mhm.
Seeing if I can see any stragglers or any sign of life.
Spike, check the DM for some info about the Valagarmanda that just kind of came out of me. So you can put that in your notes if you like.
Will do. I was just going to turn this into a Google Doc and have at it.
That's a fantastic idea. Thank you. I'd love access to these. Because I can only write so fast.
Okay. Still stewing on that boomer comment.
I'm sorry. It's true. I'm so sorry. That is literally the first thing they think when they see a beard. I'm so sorry.
It is true.
You look amazing, but teenagers be teenaging.
Indeed.
Oh man. Okay. So you come up on the castle.
Don't take it off. Don't shave.
Oh no. It'll
Don't.
never disappear in its entirety.
Okay.
I haven't seen what I look like without one for like 20 years. Anyway.
I'm terrified you'll look like you're 15.
Oh god, that would be freaking hilarious.
I have a friend that loses 10, 15 years when he shaves.
Right? So you come up on the gate, and I'm sorry, Atlas, but there are bodies everywhere. Like, it looks like this place had fire and arrows rained down on it. It was not a pretty scene. However, so you make your way through the front gate. However, as you do that, you hear a cough, and you notice one of the sentries. It's somebody that you know a little bit. You've gone on a couple campaigns with them, but their job was mostly to stay here at the keep and keep things, running. They were a like mid-rank sentry. Nobody really high up on the chain, but respected. They seem to have some small semblance of just a glimmer of life left in them. And they're in like one of the like the proving grounds. Like it's where they would assemble for their daily orders from one of the watch commanders.
I'm gonna run up, taking looks at the bodies as I'm going through, just trying to assemble the knowledge that I have so far. Oh, you son of a bitch! I just deleted all my.
On to while we're pretty far behind, I want to have the other two and say, do not rush in.
Oh,
do not
no.
engage.
Can you just like not save?
It's okay. I can just listen later and fix it. And I have I was backing it up to a Google Doc at the same time I was doing this because I'm smart. So I win.
Did you say Atlas?
Beautiful.
Did you say Atlas ran to the sentry side?
Atlas is already running in, yeah.
Okay.
Atlas is going to be checking bodies as he's on his way in.
She's
Maybe-
going to put her hand kind of on Cyrus's shoulder and go, I think it's safe just this once to risk this, so he's not in there alone.
I want to look real quick to see if this was from that airship. Is there any like signs of like crazy air ballista, or like did someone like run through and like do crazy shit?
Yes.
So the danger has the danger seemed to have passed?
Oh, it seems to have passed. But to answer that question with the yes, there are ballista bolts.
Yes and yes.
Yeah,
It's an airstrike.
It was an airstrike, but there was also signs of ground engagement as well. So, then it's not just Silver Lions that hit the ground. There's also some Colligan soldiers as well. You do notice that some of them are just wearing the standard uniform of a Colligan soldier. And there are a couple here and there. Like the Lions put up a good fight. Like this wasn't just they weren't just wiped out unsuspecting. Like they fought back. So some of these Colligan soldiers that are here, standard uniform. But there are a couple here and there with that emblem. The ram's skull with the crown of flames. The sigil of the Emperor is on some of these soldiers, but not all of them. Not all of them.
Albel is.
I'll give a nod to Albel and say, if you go forward, I'll cover you.
She kind of like gives your shoulder a little bit of that, amicable but very heartfelt thank you squeeze, and she looks back at Lancius and she doesn't say anything to Cyrus, but the indication is please look after him for me. And she's gonna proceed in, and at the first Imperial soldier she sees, and this is a gold coat with red like emblazoned, so where there would be cording or epaulets, all of those are this beautiful crimson shade, and then the rest of it is this rich gold. And as she is standing next to one of these Imperial soldiers, the corpse that's on the ground, it becomes very evident that the shape of her coat, her green coat, this beautiful spruce green, is the same coat that the man on the ground is wearing. And she looks at him and she kind of kicks him over onto his back so she can see his face, shakes her head when she doesn't recognize who it is, and keeps walking until she can get to Atlas. Every Imperial soldier, every soldier wearing a gold coat that she sees, she kicks over and checks their face.
Nobody you recognize on any of them.
Oh, thank God.
All just rank and file. These are just all. Honestly, they don't even look like they're from the area the Empire has its main base in. These look like people that are from here that for some reason, some of the soldiers look like they've joined or they're part of a contingent.
Wow, okay. Thank you.
don't
While
like that.
she's going, I just want to be on the lookout for any straggler soldiers, any cleanup crew type.
Nah, you're good. It's pretty barren at that point. Well,
I
barren for-
imagine Lancius is just like crouched down beside Cyrus, like bow in hand, ready, but just like kind of stunned. He's never seen a massacre before. So he's got that just that stoic look of like, what in the world? Like he's just confused.
Albel's gonna walk through the massacres. She's gonna be very stony faced. Not quite same shit, different day, but kind of that vibe. And she's gonna get to Atlas. Are you kneeling on the ground, Atlas?
I will probably be wandering up and then trying to cradle this guy to be like just looking at him to see if I can recognize who it is.
Okay.
And if it's one of the outer sentries, it's probably Gavin.
She's gonna come up behind you, and she's gonna put her hand on your back while you're holding him. She's not gonna say shit.
In that moment, you are not there. Your hand is on the back, and as I'm holding Gavin, I just sit there and say, "Come on, stay with us. We'll make sure you get okay."
Cool. She's gonna put her bag down next to you with potions, anything in it.
He's dying. Give him a minute.
Can't get through death scene. No. I'm not going to William Shatner it up.
I am.
He coughs. He coughs up, and looks up at you. He's like, and it is Gavin. We'll say it. We'll run with that one because I don't have a name for these people. So you've expertly picked one out. It's Gavin, and you made it out. We got word that the guard of Colligan, the Colligan guard and army, was hitting lions and the shield walls and all the other merc companies in the area. And we sent words out to try and bring everybody back, but none of our scouts made it very far before the ships came.
What about the captain? What about Armon Lions?
He wasn't here when the attack happened. We don't know if word made it out to him. But if there's any indication, the army was going to arrest as many of us as possible, and they're rounding up all
You're pretty bad.
We don't have word on the captain. He wasn't here when the airships attacked and Colligan's army came through. We tried sending scouts out to let everybody know that that all the mercs were being targeted in the area, but they attacked they attacked pretty much in unison across the different camps. None of our scouts made it back. We didn't know if word made it out to you to be ready for them.
Where was the captain headed?
He was headed toward he was on a mission out to Colligan to deliver out some supplies to one of the nearby towns that we were contracted to protect from the local monsters, but we don't know where he is now.
We might be too late already. If he was that close to Colligan, they probably found him. But we can hope. And I'm going to take one of the potions out of the bag and guy back.
I'm sorry, you cut out there?
I'm going to take one of the potions out of the bag and try and get him back up.
Okay. Potion administered. Healing has happened. He's still in rough shape. but you've stabilized him well enough. He's not in immediate danger at this moment. We first got word from some of our scouting units and different garrisons around the area that the army had been going in, rounding up different mercenaries. They had just blanket arrest warrants for for the Lions, the Falcons, the Shield Wall, all of them. Nobody knows what's going on. But it seems that any units, any armies that have any kind of power have been targeted.
Jeez, there's a lot of breakup here.
God, why is that happening? All right.
That's weird.
That is weird. So
It's like, oh, you have exposition? Get fucked.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I apologize. There has to be something with the internet.
No,
Um,
it's okay. It happens.
Yeah. So he says, we don't know where the captain is. Thank you. Thank you for the healing. You bring him, you stabilize him. He's still in really rough shape, but he's stabilized. He's not in any immediate danger of kicking off. He lets you know, we first got word from some of the towns that the army had been going in and they had blanket arrest warrants for members of all the different mercenary companies and different adventuring groups, the larger ones at least, that have any kind of real power behind them. We don't know what's going on, but then we started seeing these guards show up, and while the soldiers are wearing the uniform, you can tell they're just standard Colligan uniform. We also started seeing some of them show up wearing that epaulet as well, and we've not seen. That's not a symbol that we're familiar with. That's not for any of the local groups or anything that we're aware of. And
You're saying they're trying to round us up, but this looks like all-out war.
round us up, eliminate us if we don't go. I don't know. Last we heard from
Just a curiosity, what was the airship that attacked you?
It wasn't one of their small scouting ships. It was one of the larger ones. It was one of their galleons. They had several of them. Galleons and the smaller scouts.
They might still be in the area.
They also took out ours, and he points back to the where they had the Silver Lions Company airship, and it is blasted. Like it is not as bad as the one you guys just took out, but it is not getting in the air anytime soon.
We might be able to fix it, but staying here is going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
She's behind you, just very gently says, I don't think I can fix that. Not alone.
In which case, we'll need a new plan. Are there any other survivors, or is it just...
I think I'm the only one, unless there's somebody in one of the buildings or it's unconscious. I just laid here. I try not to call out and put myself in any more danger than I was already in.
Stay here. Recover. We'll canvass the area and see if we can find anyone else.
I like that line. So when you say we're going to canvass the area and see if you can find anyone else, it's right about then you hear just a soft chuckle coming from above the wall. So you have the wall behind you with the gate. You won't.
And I will immediately turn and go on my guard and take a look at who is laughing as I say, present yourself.
Sitting on the wall, just his legs just kind of dangling there, just casually sitting, just leaned up. I'm not all that hidden. And as you turn around, you look at him. He's wearing full Imperial regalia. And this one, Albel, you recognize him at least by reputation.
Okay, hi.
Hmm?
Huh?
I didn't hear
She's
you.
Go
fangirl.
on.
She's
Tell me.
fangirl. Don't mind her.
Oh, okay.
I'm pissed off at fangirling. Let's go.
Okay. So you recognize him by reputation. He's one of the captains of the Imperial Unification Fleet. This is the group that goes out and makes offerings to kingdoms to come under the flag of the Empire. And usually and these invitations they're never denied.
Oh.
These aren't usually these are less requests and more you're going to do this. And you know that there are several tactics that go into play to get people to join. Straight up economic, physical, or sometimes magical and technological coercion.
It's the offer you can't refuse.
No matter what, the Empire is going to get what it's looking for. And you know that one of the tactics that this particular individual likes to use is the slow takeover. He's always been convinced that just going in and steamrolling through a country or a kingdom and forcing subjugation has always been the wrong way to go. It breeds rebellion. And it's harder to keep the populace under control, but gradual absorption and assimilation into the Empire's way of life has always been more productive in his mind. And that's been his MO. What's his name?
This is Dorian Hinder, the Rot. Colloquially known, of course. He hates that name, by the way.
But it's a suiting name.
Oh, very.
In more ways than one, which we may get to in just a moment. And he looks down at you and he sees you and he's like, and what now is your clothing, is it still strikingly like, hey, Empire?
She's removed the patches and the epaulets, but it is still very definitively the female Imperial officer's coat. It's got the corseted insides. She has dyed it spruce green instead of gold. And it has here on the breast the Bone Eater's patch.
Okay.
I can't remember what it looked like. It was something about a skull chewing on the bone.
And the
But
Bone
it
Eaters,
is front and center.
and that was the unit back in Imperial territory, correct?
That was her unit that she got out alive, out of the massacre with no dead, with using her machine.
Okay. So he's gonna stand up and drop down from the wall, and it's just as he almost hits the ground, he slows just before he hits the ground, does a brief hover, and then touches down. Everybody's going to gain a fabula point because a villain has entered the scene as well.
A villain has entered the chat.
A villain has entered the chat.
3.
What did you send me? Okay.
Oh, right. Bring the tension.
All right. So he looks first. He looks at you. He looks at Albel, and he gives you kind of like that. I'll be with you in a minute. So sad to see somebody just of such potential leave and move over to one of these doggish areas. But you have something that we require. Don't be going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over at Spike, Atlas, and Cyrus, and it would just be so much easier if we didn't have to fight. The thing is, I don't want to. I'm here to give you an offer. These people, they didn't want to take it. I come to bring peace to this area. You won't need to go out on these constant campaigns of protection and conquest and monster hunting. Just all you have to do is join up with us. And we will bring peace and happiness and prosperity to the entire land. Your friends here, they didn't want to do that. They chose instead to attack us. A simple peace-bearing organization, and your friends attacked. So I apologize for that. What happened here? This wasn't on us, though. I assure you, I have bring nothing but good intentions with this visit.
This is still like the military we're familiar with, right?
So, Colligan's the military you're familiar with. You do not recognize this guy's uniform at all. But he does have that same insignia from the Empire, which Albel let you guys know what that was last session. He's got that.
I won't engage.
Yeah. And he's got you can tell he's got some rank behind him. He's not wearing just ratty old standard armor. Like, he's in a nice set, like a nice, I won't want to say dress uniform, but a nice field uniform. This guy doesn't do anything.
You preach peace, yet you hide threats veiled behind sugary words. You buried my men. It's only fitting I see you on the cross.
You see, that's the problem with these lions and these falcons and the dogs and all these other animals that you people like to name yourself after. You behave like them yourselves. And all I want to do is bring you civility and peace. And what he's going to do now is he snaps his fingers and just waves his hand out. And on the bodies of 4 of the nearest silver lions, you see a sick...
I don't know where the bodies are going. Oh my God.
You cut out so bad.
Oh God. So what part did I cut out at?
On the body.
He waves his hand.
So he waves his hand over, waves his hand out to the side, and these sickly blue-black flames appear on 4 of the nearest bodies to you. And it sinks into them.
I would like to use a fabula point.
Go for it.
I'm going to grab his wrist.
Okay.
I'm going to lurch forward and grab his wrist and pull his hand up, and that's going to stop the fire on one half of the bodies. And she's going to get really, really close to his face and go, I know who you are, Dorian. Commander Kinder. Isn't that your name? Commander Dorian Kinder? What does that mean? Doesn't that mean child? The last I heard your name, they called you the Rot. You come preaching peace, but I'm really surprised they haven't upgraded your name to Cancer. You seem to know exactly who I am, so please understand that when I say to you, we eat our dead, please understand that that is not a threat, Dorian. It's a promise. So if you really preach peace, how about we just talk rather than you showing off? And she's gonna stay there with his hand in the air in her wrist. Like, she's got his wrist in a death grip. Like, you can see her knuckles going white.
I'm going to watch to make sure he doesn't attack her. And if he does, I want to have prepped Elemental Weapon and Blade Storm.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
She is now engaged. I would like to be ready to engage.
Oh no,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna get my ass killed.
Um,
I'm just like, fuck, why?
But she
This is
grabbed
like
the
she's
bag.
engaged to now the highest degree. Shit.
Well, the problem is she got in my fucking way again. God damn it! I was gonna kill him.
so,
Albel, the kill-stealing fuckwad.
so he's you have his wrist in this death grip, and he doesn't even give like the slightest resistance. Like you feel your fingers digging into his flesh, and it's cool to the touch. And he just
Okay.
he cracks a slight like a half smile. He's like, you're dead. Is that what you said?
Oh, come on. They educated you just a little bit, didn't they? You're not going to make a sick crack, are you?
Well,
Don't live up to your name any more than you already have, Dorian. You know exactly what I mean.
oh, would you eat their dead as well? And you hear a groans coming from the corpses that had gotten hit with the blue flame.
She kind of glances over her shoulder and she looks at him and she goes, Necromancy? Did you seriously just resort to necromancy? Oh god, the Empire is suffering for men these days, isn't it? I leave and, well, they're using zombies because they don't have my machine. Holy shit, last I saw it was, what, drugs, science, and now zombies? Dorian, I had expected better from someone with your title, with your reputation.
Although, move or be killed. And I'm going to dash in Blade Storm Elemental Weapon.
She's gonna let him go and sidestep. She is out of the way.
Okay. So we'll do this one action from Atlas, and then we'll go into the conflict scene. Villain combat works different than standard combat. So standard combat with regular old NPCs and critters and that kind of thing, it goes player, NPC, player, etc. through the list. With a villain on the scene, it reverses. So the villain goes first, then a player, then the villain, then the player, then the villain, then the player. But you also already got your initial benefit from villain on screen, which is a Fabula point. Whenever one shows up, you get a Fabula point to spend. But because you had prepped those actions, we're going to do the prepped action because that just, I've always, if somebody says they have a prepped action, we always resolve a prepped action, in my opinion. So, you need to roll an attack. Against
Part of me wants to go Earth, and a part of me that wants to go Bolt, because like a part of me wants to bury him, and then the other one wants to Thunder.
I feel like Bolt would energize him.
Yeah.
It works,
Earth is always a good idea.
Well, we heard
If
fire
we're
and
about to
ice.
hop into this. I really have to pee.
Oh, baby,
Okay.
go for it.
Yeah,
let's
right back.
let's take a quick 2-seconder then. In fact, yeah, let's take a quick one.
my god! I'm so happy right now.
Let's take a quick drink/pee break.
That was so cool.
I do have bottled water. Perfect. I was like, I need a drink.
May I offer you this tankard of decaf coffee?
Ugh, I need coffee. I did not pick any up.
I have shitty Walmart coffee. Please get better than what I got.
I do the very basic like Folgers decaf, just because it's like what's available in decaf right around the road. And if I want anything else, I have to like make a serious drive.
Oh, see, I'm like, you should. If I could get you to shop at an HEB, you'd love it. Their private brand is so freaking good.
If I
I usually get their pecan flavored decaf. It's so freaking good, dude. My God.
if I was willing to, if I could do caffeine still, it's not that I'm not willing to do caffeine. It's just that my heart
Oh.
like can no longer sustain caffeine. I would have thousands of options up here because Pacific Northwest.
yeah.
I'm right near Seattle. Like,
Oh yeah,
You
Seattle's
know.
best.
yeah, like I have tons of it everywhere. But yeah, no, out here decaf. You
For
get
those
like
of us that can't,
two.
for those of us that can't do caffeine, they look at us like we're, aliens or something.
Yeah, I freaking hate it. Like, I don't know. Like, one year, I was just, oh God, I got this ear infection one year, and I didn't get it treated because I didn't know it was an ear infection. I thought I was just like losing my mind. Like, I went like 6 months feeling like I was walking around in a bounce house. And then I was like, oh, I'm trying to trace everything it could be. Is it caffeine? Is it this? Is it that? And the caffeine definitely didn't help because, it elevated blood, like, heart rate and all that and made everything just, that much more weird. But even today, if I just have like an 8-ounce cup of like crappy caffeinated coffee, I feel like I'm going into a full-blown anxiety attack,
Oh.
which sucks because I used to work overnights and I had a 64-ounce thermos that I just used to suck down Wawa like ultra caffeinated coffee out of because I worked
Oh
at a
my
Wawa.
God.
I worked at a Wawa and I would just
Yeah.
put a pot of coffee in it, no sugar, no cream, lid, straw. Go outside.
All the caffeine.
Yeah, and I would drink 2 or like at least 2 of those a night while working. So I was like,
Jesus.
I did the whole like, how many can I get 100 cups of coffee thing after watching that episode of Futurama.
Oh.
The answer is no. It is 57 cups of coffee, and there is such thing as a caffeine overdose. It is not fun, but we have everybody back, so we are going to do.
And we are coming up on 2 hours and 15
Yes.
minutes.
Do we want to do
I
this?
was gonna ask, are we gonna?
Do we want to continue or do we want to end the session? Because this is a
Should we cliffhanger?
we could cliffhanger.
I'm
It's a pretty good cliffhanger. It is a pretty good cliffhanger.
I want to freeze frame right as Atlas starts attacking. Like, what?
Okay. So let's go ahead, freeze frame that.
If everyone's okay with that.
All right. Yeah, everyone in chat, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Fabula Ultima episode 2. We are going to continue this. It has been wonderful having everyone. Thank you, Anthony, Spike, and Tara. We really appreciate you playing with us. This has been an absolute blast. I'm Steve. That's Eric. This is Ronan's Den, and we will see you next time.
Peace.